Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shit ain't fair.
You know what? Let's rap about this today, man. I think it'll be a good, learning lesson for some of the people, out there. Also, we got a couple other, stories, that we might get to if we have enough time here today on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. I'm going to start off with this story, saying, man, back, I think it was July, we ran a story on Young Dro. And at that time, him and his girlfriend got into a little domestic. His girlfriend pretty much claimed that he punched her and threw some bread pudding at her, being Young Dro. Now, when the police arrived on the scene, she pretty much, didn't cooperate, but the police still, he had a warrant, so the police still took him in. Well, we found out today that Young Dro was sentenced to 12 months for allegedly, again, punching his girlfriend and smashing a plate of banana pudding on her face today. He pled guilty to 1 count of battery and family violence today, SamAnt. This ruling came down. When you think about Young Dro, man, you see his picture there. Looks very different than when we seen him back in the day. Look like it's a little bit of struggling going on with him. What's your thoughts on him being sentenced now for this domestic violence?
I was a fan of Young Dro. I'm still a fan of Young Dro, even though he's made a mistake, and now he's looking like he's paying for that mistake. Now, when I first read the story that he's going to jail for smacking his girl with bread pudding, I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. Was it hot? Like, why is he going to jail for that? But all right, no, he punched his girl. And then furthered that with more disrespect from what it looks like. That wasn't a playful situation. That wasn't a joking situation. That was meant and set out to be disrespectful. And we don't really like to get into domestic disputes here on the podcast. It's not something that we customarily do because your business is your fucking business. But we're in a situation where you see, and especially in 2019, so many different accounts and accusations come out where we've defended the man because we felt justly that they were being falsely accused. That we just got to do the right thing sometimes and go, all right, maybe we won't shit on the individuals, but we got to point fault when fault's due and kind of learn from it, which we're going to do a lot on this podcast. It seems like today.
Yeah.
I don't condone or I don't vouch for any man going to jail. If he's going to learn from it, and he's only going to do 70 days out of the time he has to do, a couple months, if he can learn from it and get himself together, because like you said, he's not looking like Young Dro used to look, and it's good for him.
Right.
Hopefully it's good for him.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, people, immediately go to, oh, he fell off, and, how come you don't hear music from him no more? And I already people in the first video that I did, T.I. should be there, T.I. should come bail him out, and this, that. And I'm like, no, I don't agree with that. I don't think T.I. has anything to do with this. They had a relationship, probably still do. He put him on into the music game. At some point, you got to do your own thing and make your own way. You know what I mean? So maybe he lost the ambition to really break onto the scene like that. It's not an easy thing to do. So T.I. has nothing to do with this. What's the best, for Young Dro? He was also, ordered to attend domestic violence counseling and forfeit all his weapons and refrain from drinking as a part of the sentence there. So hopefully this could be a situation where he could get his life back on track if it indeed was off track. Obviously, like you said, we don't like to do these domestic situations because stuff happens. His girl didn't even want to press charges on him because shit happens. But, what's the best for this young man, man? Again, growing up on watching, listening to him. And, it just seems like more and more of the people that we grew up watching is getting caught up in situations. But it's human. He's human. We're human. Things happen.
The music business is tough, man. And it is very tough to break into. It's very tough to understand the ins and outs of the business. We were listening off air about certain people and individuals behind the scenes that are making far more money than the people out front doing the acts themselves. And once you get into the music game, you start understanding and breaking down these contracts and realizing how terribly affected you are and how much money they're taking away from you. You get kind of depressed. Right. On top of the fact that the pressure of staying relevant is so high. And you can have one hit and have a great hit, but the pressure of doing that again and again and again, and the second you don't for a month, you fall off. That could put a person who's looking for that kind of love, who needed that love, in a real, real bad state. And then they go and dip into the alcohol or whatever else they want to dip into. And then that fall off is even harder than somebody that's never even got there. So it's a lot that goes into this shit that people don't see and don't understand. And the people that never really got into it are so easily there to criticize. And if you pay attention to that shit, that affects you even more. Like you said, hopefully this brother can find some peace and find some redemption Love listening to him back in the day. It's not over. He's a young man.
You rock with him like that, really? Or you just kind of just heard him with T.I. for the most part? I kind of never really listened to him individually, to be honest. I thought he had a bright future, though. But I only listened to him like when he had a verse, like a feature with T.I., me personally.
A body of work? No, I listened to a lot of his freestyles.
Okay.
And appreciated him lyrically and knew he could rap. And when I could, you know what I mean? If somebody takes their craft seriously enough to have swag, be able to rap, be able to be successful from it, I want to see you win. Period. I don't give a fuck if I listen to all your albums, if I listen to a song or a feature. I want to see you win. So I want to see Young Dro win and get out of this.
Yeah, man. You know, don't condone, you know, fellas out there, you got a girlfriend, just walk away.
Facts.
You know, don't get caught up because, again, one thing that a lot of us get caught up in is once you get that first, you know, felony, and that would count as a felony. If you were to strike your girlfriend or strike somebody else, that would be assault unless they downgraded it. And then it's going to make your life tough from here on out, whether to get employment, housing, different things you want to do. So let this be a lesson to people listening out there, young cats. I know we got, you know, a younger demographic that listens as well. Just walk away from these chicks, man, because they will provoke you and you'll end up regretting it. You
got to walk away. There is no winning situation from that. The second they could pull out a phone and put your name to a situation with proof right out here, you're done.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Now, maybe DJ Drama should have took this advice. Allegedly. Well, his girlfriend put this video up, SamAnt, on Instagram. I'm going to play this for the people that's watching here on YouTube. And then we're going to talk about what she's accusing DJ Drama of. Here we go.
Not the first time.
So that was DJ Drama's girlfriend. She pretty much, you know, showed a video of him, her, a mark on her hand. And she's pretty much alleging that he bit her while they were on vacation, I think, in Turks and Caicos. And she said it's not the first time. She's pretty much alleging that he has a history of domestic violence and putting his hands on her. Now, DJ Drama, you know, has not responded to the allegations. Saying, man, what do you take of this video coming out? DJ Drama, man, from Philly and all that. What's your thoughts on this when you first seen this video?
Another one. Here we go. So yesterday we saw this video while we were doing the pre-production meet. And yesterday we said, man, we ain't touching this shit. This is messy. we ain't messing with this. We're going to give our boy Drama from Philly, somebody that we respect. We're going to give him a little bit of a pass because this is something that we don't typically do. But again, like we just said in the last segment, we've seen this be a topic of conversation a lot, particularly in 2019. We've seen instances where we felt as though the man was wrongfully accused. We talked on it, so we got to go ahead and talk about the other perspective too. Allegedly, of course, because we don't know, we weren't there.
True.
But it is visual evidence. I don't know why the fuck you would blame anybody else for biting her, and she obviously got bit. And unless she did that herself to look for attention, which I don't know, it looks like he's in a situation where he's done some wrong. And if in fact that is true, or if in fact you are out here beating on your girl, beating on your woman, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. One thing that a real man can never respect. Now, we know that women are crazy. We know that women can push you to limits better than anybody else.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that you know is that your power and your strength supersedes hers 10 times. And if you put your hands on her, one, you could hurt her, you could kill her. And you don't know the mental damage that's going behind that. And we really got to protect our women. We got to stop playing, because this is how all the bullshit goes about. And this is how daughters turn into the things that you hate so much that we go on these podcasts. And I want to put this on YouTube, so I'm not going to go all the way there. But we all know what I'm talking about. We got to protect our women better. So if you need help, if people need help out here that's finding themselves in situations where they can't keep their hands off their woman, go get it, because we got to set a better example as men.
I want to play another clip. This has been an update to the story of, you know, her explaining something here. So let me play this for the fam again.
I'm at the clinic right now. I'm about to get a shot. They wrapped my arm already, and they're going to give me some antibiotics for the bite marks because they were pretty deep, so I don't get an infection.
So that was, you know, that young lady, you know, updating the people, pretty much saying she had to get medical attention now for those bite marks that DJ Drama allegedly inflicted.
Yeah. Shit ain't fair. Yeah. Look. On the mission. Fly nigga. In the backseat. 2 bad bitches. Hollow tips for the snitches. mind your business. Back to business, yeah. On the mission, fly nigga. In the backseat, two bad bitches. Hollow tip for the snitches. Mind your business, back to business, yeah. Run it up, double up, run it up, double up, yeah. Run it up, Jason, double up, what's up? Give me your bag and I run it up. Give me your bag, I be fucking up. If I was born broke, then I'm gonna die rich. I wake up and I roll, smoke, kick on my side, bitch. Chop the work like a dojo. If you gone by the night shift, your bitch on my dick. Chop her ass like a lolo. Now the question if I hit, you know that I did. Kick in the jungle, yeah, bitch, I'm a lion. Bitch, screaming gang, but we know they lying. Trigger finger, it so get me excited. Look for the smoke, it got caught in the fire. Ain't moved out the way, yeah, my nigga, you fired. 2 trips out of state with the weight of the tire. Coke in the rice in the bread.